Hey guys, we need to get ready for the newest episode.
You didn't say the magic word.
Come on guys, please.
All right.
Heck yeah, hold on to your butts.
And welcome to the Hyperfixnation podcast. Hey, all geeks, gamers, and everything in between. My name's Bailey.
I'm McKenna,
And I'm Kaden, and welcome to the Hyperfixnation podcast.
where we talk movies, video games, and TV.
So join us and let's get into it.
How are you guys doing this week?
Doing all right.
Could have been better. I watched the Pinocchio remake and have been having bad dreams about Pinocchio. Yeah, he's haunting me daily. Nightly, even.
I wanted to start this episode by saying that when you are all listening to this, if you listen to this the day it comes out, it's McKenna's birthday tomorrow. So this is the McKenna birthday special. So happy birthday to McKenna.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so happy to have been born.
So McKenna, what did you watch this week? You said you watched Pinocchio. What else?
I think I mentioned that last week. But since I've been hunted and haunted by Pinocchio's spirit through the remake, I decided to watch the original Pinocchio. And I realized how terrifying that film is.
Yeah, it's kind of frightening.
Yeah.
It's a little scary.
It's way better than the remake.
Yeah.
I like it a lot
Yeah.
better.
I mean, that's just how it usually goes with the remakes, yeah.
And since I watched the original Pinocchio, I decided to go on a crazy spree and watch original Disney films and then the remakes. So the next one I did was Alice in Wonderland, which I'm not a big fan of the cartoon. It's just...
Yeah, I've
Meh.
never liked the cartoon. It scared me as a kid.
It's just a wild ride of her taking drugs and then what she's experiencing while taking the drugs. I will say, however, I do like the live-action one.
I know your dad's a big fan of that one.
He looks like the Mad Hatter when he puts on the hat.
He does, and that's because I remember so specifically seeing him dress up as the Mad Hatter for Halloween when we were younger.
Yeah, he got that hat at Disneyland, and he put it on while we were walking around Disneyland, and people were like stopping him and being like, "Hey, can we get your picture?" It's like, this isn't the real thing, guys. Calm down.
It's not the guy.
and all he had was the hat, like no makeup or anything.
That is hilarious, though.
I think I'm a sucker for people who went into this strange land and then come back when they're older and like they forget everything, but then they discover that they are like the person that they're referring to. For example, Hook. I'm a big sucker for the movie Hook.
I like Hook.
Yeah, and I like how it's like older Peter Pan going back to discover himself. And then I watched the old Dumbo. I don't like it. I like the music, but I don't like it. It's really weird. Yeah. One more film. It's not a Disney film, so don't worry. I watched Barbarian,
Oh, so did I.
and I liked it. It was pretty good.
Should I go see it?
Yeah, you
I don't know
should.
if you'd like it.
You should see it. I laughed pretty hard.
Barbarian is pretty interesting, that's for sure. It is definitely like the weird horror movie of the year.
Bailey, did you watch anything this
I
week?
did watch a few things. I actually also watched Pinocchio, and it made me want to die. So,
Did you finish it?
nope.
Yep, that's what I thought. Mhm.
I think I stopped around the part where Pinocchio started smelling donkey dew. That's a very
That
strange...
was right in the beginning.
This movie can't be real.
It is.
You guys are lying to me.
Some other movies I watched this week, I also watched Clueless. It has Paul Rudd kissing his ex-stepsister.
Sentence was a roller coaster of emotions.
I don't understand why people... Like, it's a classic, like, 80s, 90s movie. And it's so strange, because, like, halfway through the movie, the main girl realizes she's in love with Paul Rudd's character, who is her ex-stepbrother, and in the end they get together, and it's, like, treated as a completely normal thing, and I'm like, is that not weird to anybody else?
I guess not really if they're ex-step-siblings.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're on the internet, you know, even if they still are step-siblings, it's kind of okay.
Like, how long did they grow up with each other is the thing.
I think they were only step siblings for like 2-3 years.
Did they like grow up with each other, or were they older?
I don't know. It doesn't really explain that much.
I don't know. 3 years. That's actually kind of long.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
weird.
It feels like 2 months. That makes sense,
But I mean, I'd fall in love with Paul Rudd, no matter the circumstances.
Fair. And then one of the other films I watched was Django Unchained, directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh.
I've never seen the original Django, but I really loved this movie, like a lot.
Django, actually.
Is Django?
No, it's not.
Oh,
just messing with
you made me believe you for a second.
No.
Yeah, but it's really good. It's of course Tarantino does really good at making movies. I think this film's one of the coolest movies I've seen like in a while, which is really fun.
Okay, Kaden, what movies did you watch?
So this one, I think I watched literally like 3 hours after we recorded the last podcast. I watched Us from Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
I don't believe I talked about it last week. No, I didn't, because I would have been very passionate and remembered it. Because I think that if Nope hadn't just released, I would say Us is his best movie. It was scary, suspenseful.
I think I'm glad I'm glad with Nope that Jordan Peele has solidified the fact that he's gone 3 for 3 basically.
Yeah, he's untouchable. I just want a new movie from him.
Like even his weakest in what lots of people consider Us, it like lots of people still give it like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. See, the hard thing is, because if I like Us as much as I do, that means I have to call Get Out his weakest movie, which is wrong because it's not weak.
Yeah, he's a really good filmmaker.
I'm very excited to see what he does next.
Should we do film news now?
I was thinking weekly recommendations.
Recommendations.
All right, you guys go first.
Mine, instead of a film, it's actually a game that I kind of got into recently. It's a different game, and that is called Hades. And yeah, what Hades is roguelike, which, for those who don't know, you basically go through a dungeon, and each time you fight monsters, eventually you'll die. Every single time you die, it sends you back to the very beginning, and you have to go through it each time, getting stronger and stronger as you go on, like with each and every time. Most roguelikes that I've played are really good, but this one especially has amazing music, amazing voice acting. The design of the fighting is great, and of course the character designs are just beautiful as well.
I actually would like to recommend a game. And since we're talking about dinosaurs later on in this podcast, I'm going to be talking about Ark Survival Evolved.
Hey, I knew you were a big fan of this one.
I started playing this game from the very beginning, so I haven't played it recently, but it gets tons of updates, new dinosaurs. Pretty much what it is that you are a survivor. You end up on this island, and there's tons of dinosaurs. They have T-Rexes, Spinosauruses, big crocodiles. They even have ocean dinosaurs.
Mosasaurus.
They have Mosasaurus. They have Megalodons.
I love Megalodon.
That's a good one.
And if you like dinosaurs, you can even tame the dinosaurs, and that's really fun, and ride them, and fly on the pterodactyls.
That's sick, actually.
It's so much fun. Pterodons, my bad. But yeah, it's pretty fun. And then later on, there's like more maps. You could do like a desert map, or like there's one like map called Ragnarok that has hippogriffs. You can tame a hippogriff.
That sounds cool.
That's not a dinosaur.
I think I got that game for free on Steam. Like, they gave it away recently. They were just like, here. And I was like, okay.
It's fun if you play with like another person, or if you have a big group. It's not fun if you join random people's servers because they're really mean to you. So I recommend this game if you like dinosaurs, and if you ever want to ride a dinosaur, this is your dream.
I was trying to think of other things that I've experienced recently that I would recommend, but really, my whole week's been Minecraft.
Yeah.
I'm preaching to the choir here saying play Minecraft, because I'm pretty sure every soul on the planet has. My life has been taken over by Minecraft again. I bought the Minecraft amiibo for Smash Bros. I trained both of them. They are killing machines. I've been watching the old Minecraft parodies, watching old J Schlatt Minecraft videos. So yeah, it's a very nostalgic franchise. Minecraft is epic. Play Minecraft. So let's do film news now. So D23 happened.
Yes.
I was wrong about pretty much everything.
As was I.
I don't think I predicted a single thing correctly. I want to start with theme parks. I don't like what they're doing. For context, I know we have a lot of listeners that probably have never gone to Disney World in Florida. But my favorite ride there is called Dinosaur. Oh, Dinosaur Week, apparently. It's just such a good ride. It's like the Indiana Jones ride in California if you've been on that. But instead of Indy, you see dinosaurs, which is awesome. But they're getting rid of it. They're killing my favorite ride to put Zootopia there. And I'm like, you bastards.
That's so sad.
Furries.
I know. They're taking over. And then they're putting Moana in Animal Kingdom. And then they're putting Coco and Encanto in Magic Kingdom. And then these monsters had the gall to announce a Villains Land, right?
What?
After the Kingdom Keepers did so much keeping the villains out of the parks.
You were a Kingdom Keepers fan too?
I was a Kingdom Keepers kid, ride or die.
Yeah! They should have kept on going and making the TV show of that.
What's it about?
So Kingdom Keepers was a book series about a bunch of kids that are like hologram tour guides of the parks, but at night they're teleported into the parks to help defend it while everything in the parks comes alive. They have to defend it from evil villains. So they have to fight like Maleficent and some other Disney villains that I can't remember off the top of my head. Like I think Judge Frollo is one. But then like they go to all the different parks. The second book is the best one in the series. And then the sixth book, they go on a Disney cruise, which was awesome because that book came out literally a month before I went on a Disney cruise. It's a great series. Please read if you're okay with reading books made for teens.
It is a really good one.
So, Bailey, I believe there's a TV show that had a trailer release at D23 that is like your most anticipated thing of all time.
That's right. I forgot about it for 2 seconds. I'm so excited because they released the first look of the Percy Jackson TV series, which is going to be on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, Percy Jackson, yeah.
They released the first look of it. I'm so excited. I could not be more excited for a TV show. Because one, the teaser looked amazing from what little they showed. Kind of sad that they didn't give Walker Scobell, that's the guy who's playing Percy, kind of sad they didn't give him a bit darker hair, but I'm alright because he's a really great Percy. They start off the teaser by saying, I never asked to be a half-blood or whatever, and that's like the first line in the books, and that's such a cool reference, and it's just so exciting because I've been a big fan of Percy Jackson and Greek mythology since forever, so seeing an actual, hopefully good adaptation after the absolute shit movies is very exciting, because I just really love the book series, and I really hope that they make like 10 seasons of it.
I thought you were going to be talking about the Owl House here for some reason, because I was like, didn't the Owl House have something big happen?
Owl House released a poster for season 3, and the first episode comes out in a few weeks. So when that comes out, I'll be excited to talk about it then. So.
Wow, Bailey,
You're having a good week.
They just had the time of their lives. I was confused because Kaden, I'm also a big fan of Percy Jackson, so I'm really excited. For this show too. Bailey and I will be taking over this podcast once it comes out.
I love it. Apparently on Disney Plus it's saying that it's getting a 2024 release, but I could see it being a bit sooner, hopefully.
That's the same year Sonic 3 comes out, guys. It's gonna be a good year.
It's gonna be my year. Sonic 3, Shadows in it, that's the year.
I'm very excited.
Some other film news. Pixar announced Inside Out 2.
Which I don't like.
Which, they're going to be introducing new emotions.
Please
like
put horny as an emotion.
Yeah, horny.
Make horny an emotion.
I do think it's really funny that apparently Riley is just losing basically every emotion aside from joy, which is so weird because it's like, why?
Homegirl taking antidepressants, like damn.
Some other stuff Pixar announced. They announced their first ever like TV series, which is called Win or Lose, which I'm excited about.
I'm more excited for that than any movie they announce. Like, that just looks great.
What is it?
It's a show about, like, a baseball team, right? Like a Little League baseball team.
Yeah.
And each episode shows the same week from a different person on the team's perspective in a slightly different animation.
Interesting.
They also announced Elemental, which I'm kind of excited for.
Oh, yeah. That one looks fine.
I'm more interested in the Pixar stuff than I am in the Disney stuff, but it's more like I'm just waiting to see more of it, basically.
My prediction was correct last episode. They did do a teaser for The Little Mermaid.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Halle Bailey. I'm very excited for her. Aside from that, the film looks okay.
They should make Halle Berry Ursula, just to confuse people.
This episode of your Hyperfixnation podcast is sponsored by Once Upon a Tea. Have you ever wanted to represent your favorite fandoms through great-looking and fun-designed shirts, sweatshirts, posters, and more? Well, now you can! Using our special link in the description below, you can find some awesome shirts with awesome designs. But make sure to check while you can, because designs are updated on a weekly basis. So buy them soon or they may be gone forever. Don't forget, check the link below.
Now, moving on to our next segment, Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah!
Best movie of all time? Question mark?
Legit might be.
Honestly, if not, it's at least the most iconic movie, I feel like, of all time.
It's very iconic.
I think it's the best. There was not a single line of dialogue that felt out of place. Everything felt real. Like, it just, I watched it with more of a critical lens this time. A lot of the script was just solid, screenplay solid. Yeah, the dinosaurs look real, and it was made in the 90s.
The CGI on the dinosaurs looks better than the remake of the live-action Pinocchio.
It looks better than Jurassic World Dominion. Like, I like to think of the score in movies like this when the score is really good, because this is probably the best film score ever put to paper.
Banger after banger after banger.
John Williams, y'all. John freaking Williams.
So, McKenna, I know you said you were going to ask us a question. Would you like to ask us this question?
Yeah, first of all, I'm going to give a quick synopsis of the movie.
Synopsis.
Sorry, my bad. A quick synopsis of the movie, as the good old-ish people would say, and Bailey. So the movie is this guy finds out how to clone dinosaurs, bring them back to life pretty much. And he wants these two paleontologists to come and say that his park is good. And yeah, it's pretty valid. So that other people would come and see it. So he has them come. He has all these people come. There's Ian Malcolm.
Who's just a guy who does things. What is his deal?
He's a mathematician.
Yes, for dinosaurs.
He's supposed to be there to say the statistical measurements of how are the dinosaurs supposed to be and how the park will do and stuff like that.
And also hit on Laura Dern.
But yeah, so they go to this park. His grandchildren are there too, which the guy who makes it, his name is Hammond. They all go on this adventure to check out the park. Well, the island pretty much goes through a rainstorm, and this other guy is trying to steal the dinosaur DNA, so he puts on this whole plot to shut down the park so that he's able to get the DNA and get out of there and get it to the competitors. So,
Dodgson.
Not only is there a rainstorm, but the park shuts down because of this guy, and the dinosaurs start breaking out of their cages, and it gets pretty bad. They have to find a way out of Jurassic Park and not get eaten by the dinosaurs, and it's a fun adventure, and yeah.
If you don't know about Jurassic Park, what are you doing?
If your childhood wasn't built around Jurassic Park, you're either older than Jurassic Park or you had a sad-ass childhood.
Dude, paleontologists today, are paleontologists today because of this movie.
I agree.
Yeah, I believe I remember a specific friend of mine that I met in 3rd grade wanting to be a paleontologist for years.
Because of this movie.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I'm talking about McKenna.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I want to be a paleontologist for a long time, but now I'm on to filmmaking, so.
So, here's the crossroads, Jurassic Park. You can try and make a good Jurassic Park movie if Jurassic Park sequels weren't cursed. They're so bad. Like, there are very few movies where I will watch them and go, I can't finish this. Jurassic Park 2 was one of them.
Yeah.
I couldn't finish it. Like, not even any of the worlds. I mean, I haven't watched Dominion yet. God forbid. I heard that one's just abhorrent.
That's the worst one.
I honestly think it's the worst one.
Is it worse?
Yeah.
What about? I heard there's a Joker dinosaur.
Oh yeah, the Giganotosaurus. Yeah.
The Gigantosaurus?
Shut up! It's not.
Anyways, so McKenna, you texted us
Yeah.
before saying you were going to ask us about our favorite scene. I'd like to discuss favorite scene.
Everyone's favorite scenes. Go.
My favorite scene, it's a very tricky one because there's so many good ones. I have to say mine is the kitchen scene. Only because I think my favorite thing in this entire movie is its use of animatronics. Because it's so good. Like, when they first show the T-Rex on screen, like, with the face, it's like, did they... What? Did they just get a real dinosaur? Like, because the CGI, it's amazing CGI. But you can tell it's CG, of course.
Yeah.
But the animatronics look so real that whenever they come on screen, they're like, did they just dig up an actual dinosaur and just bring it back to life for this movie? So that's why the kitchen scene is my favorite, because it has amazing use of the animatronic velociraptors. And also, it's just one of the most tense scenes in cinema history.
You see the snout of the dinosaur and the burst of air, I guess, from its snout.
Yeah.
And then it's slowly going down to the doorknob and it opening the door.
I
Oh,
love seeing the dinosaurs
God,
just breathe, basically, because it's like, that's so cool.
Yeah. So do you have anything more to say about the kitchen scene? Or...
The children actors, the child actors, they do really good. They're some of the best child actors I think I've seen in cinema.
What was your favorite part of that scene? Like, what really stuck out to you? Like, why was that your favorite?
I gotta say my favorite part of the scene is probably just them, like, the kids walking through and the dinosaurs knocking over the pans and stuff and sticking their heads and everything, and it's like, that's so cool. It's just so cool seeing the animatronics, like, do all this stuff.
Okay, so I was gonna do one scene, but I have a feeling it's yours, McKenna. I'm just gonna ask, do you perhaps have a Lego set of a certain scene that is your favorite?
I do like that scene, but if you want to talk about it, you can.
Okay. So then my other one is Dennis Nedry and the Dilophosaurus.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because
Oh, okay.
it's a unique one. It's one that you don't usually think of when you think of best scenes in the movie, but I just really like it.
But it's scary.
It's scary, like, because it's set up earlier, because even if you know nothing about dinosaurs, they explain to you why that's bad, right? Yeah. And because earlier in the movie they go past the Dilophosaurus pen, and it's like, oh, roll up your windows, the venom can blind and then paralyze you, so, like, don't mess with them. And then later, Nedry in the rain, and he gets face blasted.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, what's up?
It's so funny how much this film makes up about dinosaurs that just is completely false. Like, Dilophosaurus don't spit venom at all.
No, and they're like 6 feet tall in real life, so they're freaking huge. And in this movie, they're the size of a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the velociraptors are freaking 6 feet tall.
None of them have the feathers.
So my favorite scene, actually, I have a favorite shot, and it's of the velociraptors underneath the vent, area. Once they get into the vents, the velociraptor, what?
I was doing the Among Us sound.
Oh, thank you. But the velociraptor looks up, and along it is like green coating, like the hologram, and I just love that shot because
it's a really good shot.
It's also
engineered to be that way.
Exactly.
But my favorite shot in the movie, other than my favorite scene in the movie, other than my favorite shot, is actually the very end when they're on the helicopter. And he looks out and sees the birds flying by him, and then I like Ellie, how she looks over at Grant and he's happy with the 2 kids, and then Hammond just kind of looks at his amber with the mosquito inside it, and it just is a good summary of
It is.
all of what these characters have been through.
Oh, what a nice ending for Laura Dern and Sam Neill. Can't wait for them to get together in the sequels.
They do though in Dominion, so don't worry.
They what?
Yeah, you just
They
you just have
can't
to wait
even
a
stick
couple-
to their own bad choices?
Nope.
What did they do in that movie?
But the scene just shows just how far these characters went along.
Yeah.
And not only is it like an evolution of their characters, but like the bird shot, it like shows an evolution of like the dinosaurs' characters too.
Birds traveling in herds.
No, it's an evolution.
Bailey, you're so smart.
Yeah.
And then like the music with the piano's so pretty. I like that scene.
Yes,
a lot.
it's so good.
But however, there's another scene that's pretty darn good, and that's the T-Rex outbreak. Let's talk about that.
It's objectively the best scene in the movie.
I agree.
It's so good, so tense. I could go grab my Lego set right now of it. Like, it's such a good scene. It's a hard debate if you wanted to argue what the most iconic shot in cinema history is. But I think the one of Dr. Grant holding the flare in front of the T-Rex might be the most iconic shot.
There's so many iconic shots in this movie. The glass rippling with the effects, the mirror of like the T-Rex coming closer. There's so many.
So
yeah,
good.
that's why it's been parodied in like every movie.
Every single thing. Yeah.
Fun fact: do you guys know how that how it was made to ripple?
No.
Like,
I know they had to do a bunch of stuff, but I can't remember what they did.
Going like banging on it wouldn't make the same ripple effect. They actually took like guitar strings and went bong, and it made it.
That's
ripple
cool.
Really?
Underneath, and I think that's really cool how they find like different ways to
practical ways of doing stuff.
Especially Steven Spielberg, it seems like.
Yeah, this was nuts. But man, this movie.
It's so
this
good.
movie has had such a like gorilla grip on my life.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I have so many memories of seeing it. I saw it in IMAX when they brought it to IMAX in 3D. I saw Jurassic Park 3 at my uncle's house when I was a kid. One of the most terrifying experiences of my life.
I like Jurassic Park 3. That's how I learned to love the Spinosaurus.
Yes.
And then one time at a dinosaur museum, there's a paleontologist there, and he's like, "What's your favorite dinosaur?" And I said, "Oh, the Spinosaurus. I like the part in Jurassic Park 3 where the Spinosaurus and the T-Rex fought." And he's like, "You know what? That probably wouldn't happen in real life. However, I have a Spinosaurus tooth with me, and I'm gonna let you hold it." So that was a really cool experience in my life. Yeah.
You guys, I don't think either of you have been to Florida's Universal Studios.
No, I've been to Hollywood's.
Yep.
But Florida's Jurassic Park is one of the best theme park lands ever built. It's so perfect.
Is it all one park?
No, it's one land in one park, and you do walk in. Okay, yeah, you do walk in through the gates, and it immediately changes the music. They have a whole discovery center with like games you can play, and I named a baby dinosaur. This is one of my favorite stories because this happened like just a couple years ago. So I'm still, grown ass man, right? And I was watching them do the little like baby dino hatching, and they're like, "Does anyone have a name for it?" And I pause for a second. Nobody says anything. Nobody says it. There's like a bunch of children here too. Then I just go, "Name him Jerry." So they named him Jerry, and I still have the birth certificate. He is my son. I didn't even notice until this watch, right? But the ride at both Universals is the River Adventure. And they actually talk about the River Adventure in the movie.
Oh, really?
They talk about some of the rides, and they show, like, pictures on the back of rides. It's like, oh, they won't be open for 6 months to a year, but we're working on them. And one is the River Adventure.
That's awesome.
That was in the book, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because they took the Jeeps, and then after when the T-Rex broke out, Alan and the kids went on the River Adventure, pretty much. Anyways, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, just a bit.
This movie.
I was just talking about how much this movie means to culture. My life specifically.
It means a lot. Bailey, do you want to talk for a little bit?
I don't know. I just feel like this film's so like iconic, and every single scene is like memorable. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because like there's so many quotes that everybody takes from this movie. Like, hold on to your butts. Welcome to Jurassic Park, of course.
Oh,
Crazy son of a bitch, he did it.
Yep.
I was just talking to Bailey about this, but I always forget Samuel L. Jackson is in this movie. Every single time I watch this, and I'm like, is that Samuel L. Jackson? Oh, Samuel Jackson, he's in this movie.
Jackson.
But, however, I remember his arm, like coming off.
Everyone remembers
but I
his
just
arm.
forget that it's Samuel L. Jackson.
But yeah, this film has just had such a big influence on our culture, because, like, as much as people say Jaws is the first blockbuster, which it definitely is,
It is.
this is what I think started, like, there's a difference between Jaws and this. Like obviously before Jaws, there's a ton of different types of movies. After Jaws...
And in between those two is Back to the Future, by the way.
That's true.
Which is also one of the big summer blockbusters.
But I feel like after Jurassic Park, cinema and just pop culture as a general type of thing just completely changed after that, which is awesome.
What's your guys' favorite character?
Ian Malcolm. Easy.
I think I was
Really?
gonna answer Malcolm.
Who?
I think I was gonna
Really?
also answer Malcolm, but
He's the best.
I think I really love Grant as well.
Yeah.
My favorite's Grant, because I relate to him so much that I don't like children.
Same.
So, yeah.
I like Malcolm because he's funny and
he's Jeff
Goldblum is funny.
Goldblum.
Yeah, this is
Hammond?
peak Goldblum. Hammond's
Hammond.
great too.
The best old man.
No. Hammond in this movie is millions, billions, uncomparably better to Hammond in the book.
Yeah.
Really.
Hammond in the book is described as a twisted Walt Disney.
Now I really want to read the book because that sounds interesting. Less of like a wide-eyed, like happy about what he's doing, more of like a money-obsessed kind of guy.
Yeah, well, in a way. More obsessed with, like, the idea of, like, he's kind of like what Dr. Henry Wu was supposed to be in the sequels, but, like, didn't end up being, yeah. But in the book, he's just this twisted guy who only cares about, like, the reputation his park will get, and when his his grandchildren are like lost or whatever, he doesn't care. In fact, he gets annoyed by them a lot, and in the end, in the book, he actually gets eaten by compies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that actually sounds like that's very interesting. I kind of like that.
yeah,
That sounds
the
cool.
book talks more about the genetic engineering and how scary it is that genetic engineering could be it is a possibility technically, but it could be a bigger thing later on, and what that could mean for animals and the changes in drastic. That actually leads me to my next question for you guys. If we could bring back dinosaurs, would you bring back dinosaurs?
Okay.
Yes. God, yes. Easy. Are you
Yes.
kidding me?
Only the herbivores though. I feel like.
That's stupid. I want to see a T-Rex.
Kaden.
The real question is,
Only the
if
herbivores.
Jurassic Park was real and the movie still existed, this is like one of my favorite questions to ask. Would you still go to Jurassic Park?
Absolutely.
I would.
Okay, yeah, all
Go
right.
to Jurassic Park.
We have learned nothing from this movie.
Yeah, I learned nothing. I want to see big T-Rex. I do not care if I'm eaten. I get to go, oh, if I see a Parasaurolophus in real life, I will shit myself. That would be awesome. Are you kidding me? There's no amount I wouldn't pay.
Same here with the Triceratops.
Well, guys, they seem pretty serious about trying to bring back woolly mammoths back to
I'd be
life.
happy with that.
How do you guys feel about that?
I'd be happy
Really?
with that.
Even if the world today wasn't, like, good for them to live in?
I do think if we brought back woolly mammoths, they would not live long, which is kind of
No.
sad.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think clones do anyway.
Here's the thing. They were designed for the colder climate. They would die. We have to give them a shave, and then their asses would just look like elephants again. Like, what is the point? A naked woolly mammoth is just an elephant.
Anyways, but personally,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to.
What do you guys think is the sexiest dinosaur?
Excuse me?
You heard what I said. What do you guys think is the sexiest dinosaur?
Wait, no, the one with the horn, that can blow stuff out at the horn.
Is that my boy, my Parasaurolophus?
Yeah, he's the best.
They don't blow things out of the horn, but
they make noises.
They do communicate.
Yeah,
they do communicate out of the horn. I'm trying to think what I asked. I'm gonna say sexiest is probably pterodactyl.
No, I hate this. Do we want to talk about the sequels, if at all?
I don't want to talk about the sequels, but I'm going to.
I think we should probably...
No, wait! Oh. I have one more thing to say about bringing back dinosaurs.
Okay.
What if I told you guys that today, I think in 2008, they found T-Rex blood cells and tissue inside a dinosaur bone?
Yeah.
It's been...
So it could be possible...
It's been 14 years. Give me a T-Rex. Where is he?
And then I think in 2020 they found like tissue of like other dinosaurs too. So it could be possible.
Then why hasn't it happened yet?
Do it already.
Because we don't have the technology.
Yes, we do. Just make it. Put frog in it. I just want real dinosaur. Yeah. Also, I actually I lied earlier. I told a lie. My favorite character is actually Mr. DNA.
Oh, yeah.
I did sense. Tell a fib. Okay, so sequels. They're bad.
They're all bad.
Jurassic World is middle, like, definition of mid.
Yeah.
I think.
Jurassic World is probably
the best of them.
Best sequel?
And even so.
Which is like being the shiniest turd,
yep.
Right? Like... I mean, they made so many sequels. They were so worried with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
I do kind of actually like Fallen Kingdom. It's not that
Yeah,
good.
I have a soft spot for it because it's bad, but I enjoy it. Like
I do wish they had actually done stuff in Jurassic World Dominion with, the dinosaurs being part of the world, but no, they didn't. Instead, they did big crickets.
One of my favorite things about Fallen Kingdom is I didn't realize how bad it was because I hadn't thought about the movie in like years. But then I was talking to my mom and she was like, "I've never seen that one. What's it about?" And I started describing the plot of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And I realized slowly, this is a bad movie. This one's not very good.
It is.
I was like, so the island is blowing up. So they're like, let's get the dinosaurs off the island, but let's sell them. And there's an old man that isn't John Hammond, but it's basically John Hammond. And then he has the dinosaurs, and then they all are being auctioned. But then there's a big evil dinosaur that turns into a horror movie villain for the last 30 minutes. And that's the only good part. But then there's a little girl that's been in the whole movie, and she's a clone. And then I let that one sink in, and it's like, yeah, bad movie.
Yeah.
And then she lets all the dinosaurs go because they're all getting absolutely smoked out by the gas system. And she's like, they're just like me. No, they're not. They're dinosaurs.
Well, in the last movie, that totally goes to the turlet, as one would say, because she's not even a clone. She's just she was birthed by her mother and then was just an anomaly where, they don't really quite explain it, but she's technically not a clone because, it was weird.
They pull a same thing that they did with Ellie and Alan of, oh, you didn't like this thing from our previous movies? Oh, it's a thing now. Oh, here you go. Here you go.
There is like at least one scene in every movie where I can think of that is a standout, except for Dominion. For example, Jurassic Park, that whole movie's a standout.
Yeah.
But the second Jurassic Park, that one scene where the RV's hanging off the cliff.
That one's the one I remember.
Yeah.
That one was cool.
That's a huge scene. The third one is
the head turning into the Velociraptor and going, Alan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that one. And but the phone being in the Spinosaurus' stomach, and you just hear the phone and the Spinosaurus comes up. And then Jurassic World, I would say the Indominus, probably any scene with, like, I think, I don't know, there are a few scenes in that one that's pretty good, but any scene with the Indominus I like.
I like when I really like from Jurassic World is when the dinosaurs start attacking all the guests.
Yeah.
It just, because that's cool. Because it's like, when you watch the first one, you're like, what would happen if this was actually fully populated? This would go so bad. And then you get to see it.
Yeah.
and you get to watch real Jimmy Buffett, run away with 2 margaritas in his hand. That's just a fun little fact.
Yeah, and then in Fallen Kingdom, what I can think of is the last 30 minutes where it does turn into a horror movie.
Which is the best part, yeah.
Yeah, it's the best part. And then in Dominion, I cannot think of one scene where I'm like, oh wow, that was like so cool.
It started off with such a good, like, I honestly wish there had never been another Jurassic Park movie, because like it just feels so lifeless every single movie afterwards. It's like
I think they should have kept the trilogy and just ended it, because the Spinosaurus was in the third one, and that's how I was introduced to it. No.
Hear me out. They should have just not made any sequels.
That's what I said.
Yeah, from a movie standpoint, they shouldn't have, but from the little girl in me who likes a Spinosaurus, they should have just had 3.
I got Parasaurolophus was the 3rd dinosaur you see in the first movie. I'm kind of peachy keen right now.
And I got a Triceratops in the first movie, even though it was basically dying.
They used to have a thing at Universal that was a Triceratops experience, where it was like the animatronic of the Triceratops that you got to go up and like put your hand on. And there was also, since I have been studying Halloween Horror Nights, one year they did it at Islands of Adventure, the park with Jurassic Park in it, and they had a horror maze themed to Jurassic Park.
That is so cool.
But wait, it wasn't based on the movie. What? It was based on the idea that the scientists made human dinosaur hybrids.
No, that's just the second book. Why did they do that? No.
That's terrifying.
Or was it the third book? Oh no. Hi, this is McKenna from editing. I mentioned how it's from the book. I got confused. I haven't read the second book. There's only 2. But the idea of hybrid dinosaur people actually came from a concept art from the 4th movie, early in development. So, that's all. Bye.
Yeah,
that's terrifying.
It's a real thing they did.
The Velociraptors... I love this story, so I'm going to share it, even if you guys don't want to share it.
I think I know exactly what this is, what's coming, yeah.
The Velociraptors are really big, and this movie, and if you know your raptors, you'd be like, oh yeah, maybe they're just trying to be like the Utahraptors or whatever. Ding dong, idiot, this movie was made before they even found the Utahraptor. So the Utahraptor wasn't even around, and then...
I know.
During when this movie was made, they found the Utahraptor, and they're like, no freaking way, this is real?
It's just our dinosaur.
And then they almost, you know what they almost named it, right? Spielraptor. It was almost going to be named Spielraptor.
That's so much cooler than Utahraptor.
Yeah, that would have been so cool. Another thing about Spielberg in this movie is that the fact that they paid Michael Crichton like $2 million before his book was even published just to get the rights to this to make a movie.
That makes
sense. They're like, look, homeboy, this book's about dinosaurs. It's gonna be a hit.
Okay, well, do we have any concluding thoughts?
Yeah, any concluding thoughts on JP?
I think it's just it's just amazing. It's one of the most iconic films ever. It'll definitely always be within like my top 10 favorite movies ever, I think. So yeah, I think that wraps up our discussion on Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Okay, I have one more thing. So McKenna, even this one, you still didn't give a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, that's the highest I'll go. So.
Wow.
Okay, so...
What would a movie have to do to be a 5 out of 5? And why is it going to be Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
I'm actually really scared of that movie. Well, there actually is like a continuity problem in this movie where the T-Rex breaks out of the cage and then all of a sudden it's like a cliff the next scene and the Jeep falls off.
Yeah.
I'm like, how tall is the T-Rex legs to get up there?
Did a big jump.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a really big jump.
Little tease. For next week, we're going to be doing something a little different. So instead of getting a weekly film, we decided to do a weekly little short thing. Since we're going to be talking mostly about a different thing the rest of the week. And I chose 2 different short films for everybody to watch. And those are my 2 favorite Disney Pixar short films. One is Feast, and the other is Kitbull. Both of them based off of dogs, because dogs are great.
Kaden looks so confused.
Okay, cool. I didn't know what was happening. I think I missed the text conversation where he decided this. I don't know what we're talking about next week.
Good.
I don't know what's going on, but I like Pixar shorts. I'm shocked I wasn't the first one to bring something from Pixar, because that's like my favorite thing in the world.
Just to give a little explanation for what's happening next week, we decided to have an episode where we talk a little bit about one of our hyperfixations. Yeah. Get to know us a little bit better, because some of our viewers might not know us, why we're qualified to even talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
But thought that'd be fun, and we're just using 2 new shorts, so
check those out.
Cool. That'll be a good old time.
I'm excited.
Kaden, would you like to give our final remarks?
Yes. Alrighty. Well, it looks like that's gonna do it for this episode. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Hyperfixnation, on Instagram at Hyperfixnation. And if you'd like to email us suggestions or thoughts on the weekly movie, you can email us at hyperfixnation@gmail.com. And remember, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
See ya. Sorry, I burped. Oh.